Hi there, welcome to Bitesize Piano. In this video I am going to explain to you what diminished 7th chords are. I've chosen to do a whole video about this in itself because they're really dramatic chords and they sound really cool when you arpeggiate them, and you can do a flourish with like crossing your hands over. So I'm going to show you how to do all of that. I'm going to explain what they consist of, how you can work them out. I'm also going to play you a couple of excerpts from a couple of classical pieces that include them, and I'm going to tell you how they function in like chord progressions as well. And they actually make really good exercises, like warm-up technical exercises too. I've also left my Bitesize Piano chords playlist link down below as well. There's a whole more plethora of information about different chords there, so be sure to go and watch through those. So if you're ready to add a bit of drama into your playing, then keep watching and we're going to go to the piano and I will explain what they're all about. The diminished seventh is effectively a minor, it's like a minor 7th chord. If we take C minor 7, for example, we have C, E flat, G and B flat. In diminished sevenths, the 5th and the 7th are both made a semitone smaller, half a step smaller. So when you diminish something, you make something smaller. So then we have, so the G and the B flat turns into G flat, and you would call it B double flat. We get this very dramatic chord. And they sound quite dramatic and effective when you do this sort of pattern. So in the 7th, let's take C major 7. On the screen there shows you how it looks on the stave. So you can see they're all stacked in thirds. So like line, 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 line. They have to be stacked in thirds in notation because but diminished 7th is just modifying, I guess, those notes. So then we have there. So again, C, an E flat, a G flat, and what was a B has to be, it's not a B flat anymore, it's flattened again a second time, so it's a B double flat. So you get that double B symbol there. So I guess the formula for working out a diminished 7th chord from any note, so your starting note, which whatever that is, and then a minor third, which consists of 1, 2, 3, 4 keys. So we have 4 keys, including the C and the E flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 again, another 4 keys, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 keys between each note. That's pretty easy to remember. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. G flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. A or B double flat. So let's try that on a different note. I'll just pick one at random. Let's try it on a G sharp. So 4 keys, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got G sharp, B. 1, 2, 3, 4, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, F. Let's do it one more time. Let's start it on a B flat. So B flat, and then 4 keys, 1, 2, 3, 4. So D flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So B flat diminished is B flat, D flat, E, and then A double flat. Because remember, when we miss a note, B, miss a note, miss a note, miss a note, we have this. So the 7th has to be called an A of some description, but it's been flattened twice, like we had with the C diminished as well. If the 7th is already a flat, it has to be flattened again, so that's why it's called a double flat. So a diminished chord can be written in a few different ways, which I'll put on the screen now. So either a C dim 7, which is probably the most common way because it's easier to type that on a keyboard, and then a C with a circle, almost like a Celsius degree sign, and then a 7. And then you see a C minor because it's effectively a C minor chord, for example, C minor, but you're flattening the 5th and then adding the 6th. So obviously this is a 6th. Sometimes it's called the 6th, so it would sometimes be called an A as opposed to a B double flat. And then in Roman numerals, so lowercase v, I, and then you have the diminished circle and then the 7. So these are the main ways that it's written down. So in terms of the function of a diminished 7th chord, it's mostly used and sounds very effective as like a leading chord to resolve into the root in a harmonic minor scale. So let's take the minor scale of C minor again. C minor would be the root chord, and the diminished 7th is the 7th, the diminished 7th of that, so it would be a B, because B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, B is the 7th note, 7th degree of the C harmonic minor scale, not B flat, because in a harmonic minor scale the 7th note is sharpened, which gives you a harmonic minor. So in a harmonic minor scale, the B would be a B diminished, not a B flat diminished. It's a leading chord, a leading note 7th chord that often resolves very nicely or effectively leads the ears back into the tonic or the root, in this case C minor. So play it in this inversion, so just playing the B at the top. It sounds even more satisfyingly resolved because we've got that semitone resolution at the top there. Let's take, you could have a go at playing or arpeggiating a diminished 7th chord. So let's take B, I think it's a nice comfortable one. So we've got B, D, F, and then A flat. So you use your 1, 2, 3, 4, start to go under, stick your elbow out, D, F, A flat, B, D, F, A flat, B, come back down, 4, 4, and you can stick the pedal down as well for extra drama. You can try it in the left hand. So you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you want to do the crossover, like I showed you earlier, a good one to do that with would be G sharp. We'd start maybe with your right hand, so we've got G sharp, B, D and F. Same notes as the B, we're just playing it in a different order this time. Bring your left hand over, bring your right hand under, back, start to bring your left hand over. I know that bit's out of shot. You can. And then the resolving note, so if we go up a semitone, would be A minor, A harmonic minor. So now I'm going to play you a couple of just excerpts from a couple of classical pieces of music. One is the middle section in Moonlight Sonata, the first movement by Beethoven. I have left a tutorial linked down below for that. The next one is Fantasia in D minor by Mozart, and just a little excerpt in that piece as well. So I hope you've enjoyed learning all about diminished 7th chords, and let me know if you're going to incorporate them into your playing or your compositions or your warm-up routines. And yeah, just have fun playing super dramatic music. So I hope you're all well, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. So that's the end of this video. If you would like to leave a request, leave them in the comments section below of this video. I've also left some videos here that I think you might like, so go and check those out as well. I also have a course. Visit bitesizepianocourse.co.uk and you can enroll and start learning how to read music. I'll see you in the next video.